He shot into public view not as a blockbuster superstar, but as a raw, intense talent. The kind of actor whose face carried stories, and whose presence felt like it could change with a single line. Spencer Lofranco was that kind of actor. Compelling, unpredictable, and quietly determined. Known for his roles in Jamesy Boy, Angelina Jolie's Unbroken, and his final credited film, Gotti, his sudden death at age 33 has rocked Hollywood and his fans alike. So, who was Spencer Lofranco? Really? What drove him, haunted him, elevated him, and in the end left a void so many feel now that he's gone? Spencer Rocco. Lofranco was born on October 18, 1992 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. His father, Rocco "Rocky" Lofranco, was a lawyer, and his mother, Amy, an opera singer. His parents divorced when he was a child, and he grew up with his older brother, Santino, in Thornhill, Ontario. As a teenager, Spencer struggled in traditional schooling, and eventually attended Robert Land Academy, a military-style high school, for grades 9 through 12. During that time, he became more certain that acting was his calling. In interviews later, he would reflect, "I was always a funny guy, always trying to make people laugh and always the center of attention. I guess I was being an actor my whole life." At age 17, he made a pivotal decision. He pursued acting seriously, even though his father had other plans, law or hockey. He enrolled in a one-year conservatory program at the New York Film Academy, and his life took a turn. Spencer's on-screen debut came in 2013 in the indie romantic comedy At Middleton, where he played Conrad Hartman opposite Andy Garcia and Vera Farmiga. That very same year, however, he faced serious legal trouble. He was involved in a hit-and-run incident in Los Angeles that left a cyclist with a broken hip. The legal fallout was significant. 50 days of community service, 2 years of probation, and restitution of $161,000. But the controversy didn't derail his ambition. In 2014, he landed the lead role in Jamesy Boy, playing James Burns, a troubled young man with a violent past. The film gave him a chance to show his emotional depth and earned critical attention. Also in 2014, he appeared in Angelina Jolie's Unbroken, portraying Harry Brooks, a radio operator, a role that exposed him to a wider audience and let him work with an iconic director. Over the next few years, he took on a variety of projects: Home, 2015, a short film, Dixieland, 2015, an indie crime drama, King Cobra, 2016, a biopic where he played Mikey, and then in 2018, his final credited role, Gotti. He played John Gotti Jr., starring alongside John Travolta as John Gotti Sr. Though his filmography spans only 7 films during a 5-year period, each role carried weight, and his performances were often praised for being deeply felt, honest, and emotionally risky. Spencer was not just an actor. He was thoughtful about his choices. In a 2014 interview, he said, "I want to do real-life candid films. I want to be wise about what I choose. Actors whose choices I've liked are Sean Penn, Leonardo DiCaprio, River Phoenix." That sense of purpose guided much of his work. He was known to have a quick wit. Friends and co-stars described him as someone who loved to make people laugh, who would sometimes drop unexpected jokes on set, or impersonate someone in a way that cut tension and brought ease. But there was a vulnerability too. After his last major film, Gotti, Spencer was not shy about sharing how hard things had gotten. In a 2018 YouTube video, he revealed that he was homeless, living on the Venice Beach boardwalk with his dog. "There's no privacy," he said. "It's like if you lived in a glass house. Everyone's always walking around." This raw honesty, his willingness to show the messy, painful parts of life, was part of what made him real and magnetic. His 2013 hit-and-run case marked a low point early in his career. According to reports, he struck a cyclist, apologized, then fled the scene. The legal consequences were serious, but Spencer later expressed remorse and called the incident an accident that changed him. Financially and personally, he faced ups and downs. After his more active years in acting, he stepped back and pursued other creative outlets, including street art. He also relocated to Surrey, British Columbia, around 2021. On November 18, 2025, Spencer Lofranco tragically passed away in British Columbia at the age of 33. His brother, Santino, confirmed the news in a heartfelt Instagram post. To the legend, "My brother, you lived a life only some could dream of. You changed people's lives, and now you are with God. I will always love you and miss you. Bear." Ruppers. October 18, 1992, November the 18th, 2025. Authorities have launched an investigation into his death, but no official cause has been confirmed yet. The uncertainty has only deepened the grief and raised many questions from fans and media alike. News of his passing triggered an outpouring of sorrow across social media, entertainment news outlets, and among his colleagues. On Instagram, his brother's tribute ignited waves of comments from fans, remembering his work, his struggle, and his kindness. Many looked back at his career-shaping roles, the earnestness in Jamesy Boy, the heartbreak in Unbroken, the grittiness in Gotti, and expressed shock that someone so talented could be gone so soon. Spencer's legacy is complicated, but deeply human. He was not a mainstream megastar, and maybe he never set out to be. What he left behind was a body of work full of honesty and ambition, and a story that many found relatable. A dreamer, a struggler, an artist. Fans say his vulnerability, the way he spoke about being homeless, the way he admitted he wasn't perfect, the way he used his art to process his life, gave him a special place in their hearts. For some, he represented a kind of creative authenticity that is rare in Hollywood. Even in death, he's prompting conversations about mental health, fame, and what it really means to be successful. Spencer's legacy is complicated, but deeply human. He was not a mainstream megastar, and maybe he never set out to be. What he left behind was a body of work full of honesty and ambition, and a story that many found relatable. A dreamer, a struggler, an artist. Fans say his vulnerability, the way he spoke about being homeless, the way he admitted he wasn't perfect, the way he used his art to process his life, gave him a special place in their hearts. For some, he represented a kind of creative authenticity that is rare in Hollywood. Even in death, he's prompting conversations about mental health, fame, and what it really means to be successful. Spencer Lofranco's life was a blend of promise, talent, pain, and raw creativity. He made the screen feel real, not because he hid behind characters, but because he brought pieces of himself into each role. His death may leave many questions unanswered, but his work and his spirit will live on. The roles he played, the art he made, and the fans he touched are part of the story he leaves behind. One that feels far too small in light of the person he seemed to be. Spencer once said in an interview, "I don't want to just be an actor. I want to be someone who tells real stories, who lives honestly. I want to make people feel something." And he did just that. He will be missed. Not because he was perfect, but because he was real.